And then the hand spinners came along and I printed out a few hand spinners, sold them on my shop, Viral Goods on Etsy. And I made a bit of money to buy 2 more of them. Yeah, and here I am with 3 3D printers. What?
Initiating.
It is Saturday and I'm currently taking a few videos for my new intro. Well, you probably already know it. And I thought, hey, yo, let's do a 3D printing room tour. Let's go. All in all, you know, it's kind of messy, but that's just how things are. So there's a table with the printers right here. There is all the trash and I store it in these plastic containers. Pretty helpful. Here I have all my tools laying around. I did a video on that. If you're interested in that, check it out right here. So when there's a finished print, I just grab one of them and pull it off. You get it. You get it. Up here, there's my banner. Subscribe. Get Chris to 1 million. My Etsy shop, Viral Goods. Ultimaker, these two. And also 3dsupermarket.com. They have really decent prices and they hooked me up with both of them. I obviously still had to pay for them, but the second one was actually a bit cheaper. And before I get to the printers, check this out. Behind them are my DIY filament rolls. There is a separate video on them as well. Check it out if you're interested. I hurt myself pretty bad while welding them. Oh yeah, good times. Here I also store the power supplies and they pretty much go this way. Down here are my LED strips. It's kind of wacky, but somehow it's holding up. Down here, not so much, but you can see it anyway, so no problem with that. That's my old table, by the way. This whole room is kind of makeshift. This will all change once I move out again. So let's get to them printers. That was my first printer. It's a Makerbot Replicator 2 and I purchased this printer for around 2,000 bucks around 2.5 years ago. I did a few projects, did a few designs. I think I started out with carambits and then the hand spinners came along and I printed out a few hand spinners, sold them on my shop, Viral Goods on Etsy, soon on Amazon. Well, and I made a bit of money to buy 2 more of them. Yeah, and here I am with 3 3D printers. What? So yeah, I made a bit of money with my first printer and then I bought my second printer. After a lot of research, I decided to go for the Ultimaker 2 Plus. Fairly expensive printer, but totally worth it in my opinion. Never failed me so far. I think like 1,000 print hours. This one, dude, this is a headache. Just take a look at the extruder head, for example. I took this thing apart at least 20 times by now. Well, but after some time you will get fairly fast doing it, so I know this printer fairly well, how to repair it and, you know, spare parts, all that good stuff. I don't know too much about them because, as I said, they never failed me. Way better construction. So this was my second printer and the way I can tell is by these straps right here because they are a bit loose compared to my third printer. Way better. It's weird, but it's working, so who cares? I printed around 1,500 hours with this one, probably 1,000 with this one, and around 500 with this one. If you want exact statistics and, you know, a stats walkthrough, then just leave a comment below. I might do another video on this topic. But for now, that's pretty much it. This one is actually a bit different than this one. The LEDs on this one are a bit darker. Also, the menu has a different color. It's kind of weird, but I try not to think about it. And compared to my first one, they are just super quiet. And one last fun fact, I print almost all my knives with my first printer and the rest with the Ultimakers basically. And believe it or not, but this printer actually has better default settings. I always print the knives with rafts. Here are a few and the settings are just perfect. I played around a lot with these, but I'm just not able to get it as good as with this one, and again it's just default. So the default program for the Makerbot is actually way better in my opinion than the program that I use for my Ultimakers, which is Cura 2 by the way. Way more settings to play around with, but this one is actually way better. Okay, but that's it for today and I will see you tomorrow.